Hi, I'm Carolina. Today we are going to learn how to draw lips. It's day 3 of our portrait bootcamp. I will add a link in case you missed the first 2 videos. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna share how to join our private Facebook group so you can upload all your drawings and have support from other peers that are doing the course too. Okay, so let's go for it. I had a teacher at the university that used to tell us that instead of start directly drawing, the first thing is use a few minutes on our reference or our whatever we have in front of us to really understand what we are drawing. So we're going to do that first. So if I will be explaining you how to do lips, I will tell you first to do 2 dots. And we are going to do it on the top of the reference so we understand what we are doing. Then I will tell you just to do a line between the dots. Okay? So now you can see I've been watching a lot of video tutorials and everything, and then a lot of people do the line in the middle in here, and it's totally wrong. So of course, every lip is absolutely different, but take a look, do this with a lot of lips of references, and do this structure on the top just to see how it works. So the next thing that I normally say is draw a, I'm going to do this in white so you can see it better. Draw a curve or a kind of U. When I'm teaching kids, I say draw an U. And there, and then just connect this by doing a kind of wave. Okay, so that's our first part of our drawing. Then I will always explain a few things that are important when you are drawing. So these lips are some lips that one of my students choose for me to draw for this challenge, but they're not really realistic. So it's okay because it's an illustration, but take a look. The top of the lips is almost the same at the bottom, and that's not real. If you are trying to learn how to draw realistic lips, the top is going to be smaller than the bottom. So just be aware of that. Okay, so but in this case we are drawing these lips, and maybe you are doing an illustration and you don't need that to be really realistic. So what I do is at the top, I just do another U, smaller than this one. I just learned that they didn't explain this at the university, but looks like a lot of people speak about it, and I have it in my notes. So it's called the Cupid's bow. So, okay. Looks like it's because this looks like if were a kind of heart or something like that. So, well, just a little bit of information, extra information. And then you just connect the dots and connect the dots in here. And then for the bottom, you just do a line. And I normally just, when I'm drawing, I just do this line and I just do this part like a saddle. Like that. So this would be the basic drawing. So it's like, wait, you have to be sure that the right and the left are similar size. Okay, so now that we understand what we are doing, I'm going to start doing the real drawing. So I'm going to show you what we have in here. So what I recommend you when you are learning how to draw the lips, have your reference, and I'm going to, you remember in the first classes, I was speaking all the time about reduce everything on geometrical shapes. So this would be a kind of example on how to reduce these geometrical shapes. Like we have a volume in here, we have another volume in here, and then we have like 3 different circles. Like we'll do this kind of heart kind of shape in here. Okay, so that's going to help us a lot. So then what I will do is do exactly what we have learned before. That would be like do the 2 dots, then we do this, always trying to do it a little bit higher than the line in the middle, and then do a line at the top, and then connect to this part and connect. So that would be the basics of doing the lips. You can practice with this as much as you want. I will not get rid of that circles because that can help me to explain you something else, and are contour lines. Contour lines. And these are really important for when you are drawing, doing shadows and coloring or painting. And yes, do you remember when we were doing in the first class, and if not, just take a look on there, when we were doing the Clementine, that is like this kind of, you take an sphere and then you just do the lines like if you were creating with lines like the volume, like if you were sculpting. So if I were doing the contour lines in this, and I recommend you to do this practice, just do this drawing and then think, look, when the ones in the middle normally are a little bit more flat, with this is exactly the same. So you have this like could be maybe a little bit rounded, and this go up and down, and then we have all these lines. And I'm not saying that you have to leave this. This is just a practice, okay, of contour lines that I recommend you to do. So if you have a sketchbook, it's really good to go and practice this. So these are like letter C's that goes like this way, and then this other way have to go like this. So doing these contour lines is going to help you to create better volumes, because when you are coloring, when you are putting color, that by the way, I will recommend to do the sketch with a 6B pencil, sketching 6B pencil, that is you lower so then you can use it like a pencil. Can you see? So that could be the pencil. And then for the color, we go to airbrushing, the soft blend. And with that you can do all this exercise just with that two brushes, with the 6B pencil in a sketching and with the airbrushing, the soft blend. Okay, so I'm going just to select one of these colors. I want to select this one, and then I'm going to paint in another layer. Always try to do the drawing in one layer, the color in another different one, and I'm going to do it under this. So I'm going to push in here, and I'm going to move the layer, so I'm sure that it's going to be under this. Okay, so look, this is not going to look even good or bad, but it's just, look, can you see how I'm moving? So I'm copying that lines, that movement. So I'm doing this, that letter C's. So when I come here, then I'm doing the other way. And this looks like really silly, but it's going to change your drawings a lot. So really recommend you to do this, okay? So when you are painting lips, the parts that are closer to the center, where they go together, the top lip and the bottom, are going to be darker. So you just put darker in here, and I continue like putting like these lines and these lines. I'm going to put even more darker in here. Can you see that it's starting getting a lot of more realistic? I'm going to put darker in here for the shadows and everything. So this could be like the basic that I want you to practice, like doing the contour lines with this kind of volume. Practice with this with different colors. Now it's like, okay, Carolina, but I don't know what colors to use when I'm drawing lips. So it's fun. That's why you are here. So this could be the reference that we have used. We have used these circles just to think about the volumes and everything. And you have to select 3 different colors. This is how I do it, and it can help you a lot when you are starting. And I selected in here. What are that 3 colors? So what you do is you select one that is like the lightest that you can find. Okay, so you just, with your finger, you just push. You can do it with this too. Push in here. Well, I just always do it with my finger, so. And we just find a super light color, that one. Okay, so that would be our light color. Fine. Then you find an intermediate color that is not too light, not too dark. Okay, so my intermediate color is going to be this. Okay, so that. And then I'm going to find the darker color that I see here. That is too black. I'm going to find it a little bit not too dark. Okay, so that would be like that one. So you need that three colors, and you are going to use this for a lot of things, for doing skin, for a lot of things. It's a technique that is just to simplify things and make things faster. So what we are going to do first is that we have the lips in here. These are exactly the first colors in there. So what you are going to do is you're going to select the intermediate color. Okay, I'm going to create another layer, and you are going to paint everything with intermediate color. So, well, can you see that I'm struggling with that? So what I do is I can go to the lasso tool to make things faster, and then I just select the lips. You can do it with a little bit more care. And then I just push the color and just cover that. So I have not covered everything because I done it like super fast, but you can go, to disconnect all of that, just push the arrow again, and if you want that to disappear, push this one and everything disappears. So okay, because I was not really into that, I'm going to just cover this a little bit better. Oops, like that. Okay, that's fine. So now what you can do is with the brush, you start with that flat color, you start really like doing all these effects. So then what you do is that for the lights, you use the lighter color and with that brush, and then you start doing the lights. Always using your reference. So look, for example, in the reference there is lighter in the top, at the top. Then I can see that it's lighter in here and lighter in here. So you play with the volumes and everything. That's with the light. And you can do that in different layers. So I can create another layer for my darks. And I'm going to put it in the same one. So I'm going to take the dark color that I have put in here. And then with that one, I'm going to do the lips in the middle. There is a few things that are good about doing everything in the same layer, like that you can just take this one, that is the smudge, and then you can use it to mix everything. So you can play a lot with that one, that is really, really nice. And another thing that I wanted to explain about this is, can you see that the colors, when you select it with this, well, I'm so sorry, but that's not magic. Look, take a look. I do that, we put the color in here. Well, the color is not going to be as vibrant as the original ones. So yeah, it's good to start, but you cannot do that with your drawings because your drawings are going to be like not with vibrancy. So what you do is that you just come in here and then you just choose a color, go up and choose a color a little bit more vibrant. Can you see the difference? So this pink is that one, but when you copy it, it doesn't work. So that happens with a lot of people that is starting, that they don't know that. You can correct that with, with other tools that we will learn, but I can check that I changed the colors. So for example, this is the reference and this is the one that I did. Can you see that I changed the colors and I put a little bit more vibrant reds in here? So yeah, don't trust everything on that. It's good to start, but it's not everything. So once you have done all the colors with that technique and all the things, of course, get rid of the drawing, because if you can see, there is no lines. There is no lines. It's just done with color. So it's just a void. So I'm going to go to sketching. Don't do this anymore. We're okay. Well, it's not allowing me to do it. Okay, I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to go here. No, don't do that. Okay, so yeah, we just don't draw the lines and then color inside, okay? You can leave the lines so they can serve you of reference to start, but then later just get rid of all that lines. Okay, so another thing important, the lighting. So once you have these beautiful colors, and I will put the speed painting so you can see all the process of this. What I did is I selected inking, and here you go for one that is super thick. I'm going to see. I'm going to try the syrup. And then choose the white. I'm going to use another layer. And then here you put with high opacity. Here you can start doing like all the details of the lighting. So this lighting, you don't want it to be soft, you want it to be with a brush that is quite strong. So you can put like a lot of like little dots and things and everything, and it looks quite amazing. I really like it. Well, I put too much in that one. Okay, you just go back and then just like get the shape and then just maybe fill it. And don't worry about copying exactly everything of your references when you are learning. It's a reference. So it's like you just do something similar, but you don't need it. Unless you are doing a portrait and you need that to look like similar. Okay, so I'm going to put some flicks. Some of these flicks are low opacity, so I go down and then I put some with low opacity like this. And well, this requires more time, but I promised myself my videos were going to be a little bit shorter. So what you do is the lighting, do it in another layer, because then you can change it. Imagine that you are not happy. You cannot erase everything. There is a moment that you cannot go down. So what you do is that you just do it in another layer, and then if you don't like it, you just get rid of that. So that's perfect. And then you keep your drawing. So it's so important to do things in different layers. Okay, so I hope that this is helpful, and I will prepare a short for this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!